guys, it's not that I'm ignorant to Comet ISON. I just really don't think there'll be anything in it. But you know, I suppose there's no harm in trying to figure out what actual size it is, and the only way I could do it was with this photograph I believe that was taken by the Hubble telescope around about May. And the good thing about it is it does give us a scale down there of 80,500 kilometres. So what I've done is I enlarged the photograph so that I could put the scale in centimetres, and as you can see I've got 8.5 centimetres. So each centimetre that consists of 10 millimetres will represent, each millimetre will represent 1,000 kilometres. So you can see there guys, 8.5. I think you'll agree with the maths right there. So all we need to do then is try and put it on the, you know, the brightest part of the coma. And I reckon, even being generous, that inner coma, the very brightest part of ISON, is about 3 millimetres, so 3,000 kilometres. Now what I wanted to do is just put that into perspective to give you an idea on how big that is. That's about half the size of the diameter of Mars. Now, why can't we see it with you know, a reasonable pair of binoculars, never mind a telescope? Mars should be around the ecliptic area. There's only 6 planets that are on the ecliptic, I think, that are viewable at this moment. Don't hold me to that. And if something's moving on the ecliptic line, it's either a comet at the moment or a planet. So if we can locate the planet Mars, we know that Comet ISON's just past it, and we should be able to zoom in on it, especially if the inner coma is 3,000 kilometres in size. Now let me just show you in comparison how big 3,000 kilometres is using, you know, the Google Earth. So, like I said, just to give you an idea of how big 3,000 kilometres is when you compare it with the Earth, you can see this yellow line here. That line is 3,000 kilometres, or just a little bit over, as you can see here. 3,000 kilometres in length. Now can you imagine if that was a circle, how big that would be? It would be pretty big, wouldn't it, compared to the size of the Earth? Now I said that was the inner coma. Now, even the inner coma doesn't represent the same size as the actual comet in this case. So the actual comet, if I was being generous again and I allowed it to be 10% of the actual size of the inner coma, we would still be talking of a comet the size of 300 kilometres. So, you know, there you go guys. Now I know I shouldn't do this, right, because this just plays into conspiracy theory 100%, but you know, means we've done a representation of how big it would be on the Earth, right? I want to ask you a question, but I want to show you a picture first, guys. Now guys, what you're looking at is some artwork in the Vatican, right? Do you think they know something about ISON we don't know? Let's face it guys, the Vatican have their own observatory, which is capable of monitoring such comets as ISON. Now, I know I shouldn't, but I can't resist it sometimes, guys. I've got to put these things out there, because people love conspiracies at the end of the day, don't they? I'll say bye for now.